Hey guys, Matt here. Welcome to this brand new video on my channel. Hope you're all doing very well tonight. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at the brand new Joop Homme Eau de Parfum. Stay tuned. Thanks so much for joining me, guys. In this one, we're going to be talking about Joop Homme Eau de Parfum. Now, this fragrance came out this year. It's meant to be a more alluring version of the original version of Joop Homme, which of course came out in 1989. This is the fragrance right here. It is a oriental, woody kind of fragrance. It has notes like cinnamon, orange blossom. It's a very good fragrance. It was composed by Michel Almerac. The new version, which I have right here, I don't know who designed this, but whoever did design this did a really good job. Now, it's not often that I review new fragrances on my channel. There's a bit of a reason why I wanted to check out this one from Joop. The reason why I purchased this is because I'm a big fan of the original Joop Homme. I own a few flankers. I own the Wild, the Extreme, and of course the original. Now I own this. This just blows any of the flankers out of the water. Just putting that out there. This is really good stuff. I cannot wait to review it, so here we go. So yeah, going back to the smell, I don't know who made this fragrance. All I know is that, of course, I really like the smell and the accords, the notes. That's all we really know about it. So I'll show you guys the box real quick. The only thing difference with the box is, well, as you guys can see, there's not a lot of differences. But the box color for this is brown. It fades from like a bronze all the way to I'm pretty sure it fades to black actually. Yeah. Really nice. We get Joop Homme, we get Eau de Parfum underneath. But then we get, which is actually indented into the box here, we get natural spray, 2.5 fluid ounce, 75 ml. And I believe this fragrance comes in two sizes. There's the 75, which is this, and there's the 125. Now, I purchased this fragrance off of allbeauty.co.uk, which is a website where you can buy fragrance, makeup, all sorts of beauty accessories. And I only paid $19.99 for this. There was a bit of an offer going on, so I got it, and it was one of the best purchases I've ever made. What makes this fragrance so good is the fact that obviously the smell is really high quality, but the fact that I was able to get it for the price I was able to was just a real steal for me, in all fairness. It really is. I'm a really big fan of the House of Joop anyway. I like the fragrances that they've released over the years. I'm a really big fan of their old school fragrances like What About Adam? You know, not just the original Joop Homme. You know, I like Go, I like Jump. I even used to like one called Thrill that they discontinued many years ago. So I'm really familiar when it comes to this German house. I really do like the blends that they create. This one is just amazing. I cannot believe that there's hardly anyone really reviewing this. I think people are just judging it for the fact that it comes from Joop, and people are probably thinking, oh god, here we go, an Eau de Parfum version. I mean, don't get me wrong, I used to think that myself, but I thought, you know what, I'm going to get myself the fragrance, see what I think of it. Yeah, and I'm going to tell you guys what I really think of it right now. Here we go. So, the main accords, well actually, the type of fragrance this is, it's an Oriental Spicy. The perfumer is unknown. If you guys can let me know any information about the perfumer, that would be great. The main accords from this fragrance, going from the most noticeable to the weakest, we have vanilla, woody, warm spicy, nutty, sweet, white floral, powdery, cinnamon, citrus, and aromatic. So those are the accords. The top notes are cinnamon, hazelnut, and bergamot. Middle notes, orange blossom, heliotrope, cardamom, honey, and fir. And the base notes are vanilla, tonka bean, sandalwood, cashmere, moss, and vetiver. So we actually get quite a lot of notes in this fragrance, which is what I like. The more notes, the better, because you want to make something that smells different. Now, straight away, this fragrance, it is a sweet fragrance, which of course we're getting a lot of sweet scents nowadays. I'll talk about all that afterwards, but we'll talk about the notes now. The strongest notes to me that I get, well, here's what we'll do. We'll talk about the opening. Now, I'm going to spray it right here, so you guys can check out the sprayer. Really good sprayer. Same with all of Joop's sprayers. They're perfect. They do the correct job. So here we go. A more enticing modern version of the original is what they are meant to be going for with this release. The opening to me is very sweet. It's very savory, and it has this roasted, warm, sweet smell to it. That's really what it's like to me in the opening. And that's because of the amazing note of hazelnut which is in this fragrance. It's so divine. It just gives this fragrance quite a nice direction, in all fairness, because I don't own a lot of hazelnut based scents. So this one is really just, it's really nice. Really, really like it. The original DNA for Joop Homme, the original is in there, but it's very much toned down, and what you get is this brand new introduction, of course, to the hazelnut. The cinnamon in this doesn't really come into play until about, I would say, 10 minutes after application. The cinnamon starts to really peek its way through, and it's very woody, it's very dry. It's not the strongest cinnamon note I've ever smelled. It's very, very nice, though, in all fairness. I think the cinnamon in this is very similar to the cinnamon note in Azaro Porum Intense, just because it's dry and it creates more of a woodiness, if anything, rather than a sweet spicy, because usually cinnamon can go in different directions, and in this, it's very much on the dry side. The sweetness from the fragrance is coming from, of course, that really nice savory hazelnut, not to mention the vanilla, the tonka that's in here, the cashmere, which creates a nice blanket of like a warm, musky character. Sandalwood, again, which is beautiful, gives the fragrance just a great woody trail in the dry down. But not to mention the notes of honey and fir, which are quite unique. Of course, I love the note of honey, and if it's done well in a fragrance, it can really smell good. In this, it's toned down, but you do notice a honey aspect to the scent. I think with it being so sweet, the honey could be creating some of the sweetness to it. I don't really know, but so far there's a little bit of a honey vibe there, but it's so far just a hazelnut blend with a bit of a cardamom there. There's a bit of a cardamom. I'm definitely able to get that, but it takes a more gourmand approach with the vanilla and the tonka bean in the dry down. The vetiver and moss, not so much. Maybe more in the dry down, I would imagine. But from first impressions, spray, no. There's no real moss or vetiver. It's probably going to be more in the dry down, I would imagine. But what makes this fragrance unique as well is the note of heliotrope, and heliotrope was in a lot of older fragrances. And in this, it creates just this nice, almost almondy kind of character, and I think it makes sense because, of course, almond would go really nice with that hazelnut to create this really inviting, warm, autumn, wintertime fragrance. That's exactly what this is. It's stunning, in all fairness. I really, really like the smell of this. That's the only reason I've really gone towards this release, is because it's Joop. I really like the note, the house of Joop. I think they do great fragrances, like I said. It does smell incredibly modern. There's no doubt about it. But I like that. At the end of the day, I'm funny with sweet scents. I've mentioned that a lot in previous videos. But this is the type of sweet scent that I can actually handle. It's just really, really nice. And I've just dropped the cap right down the back of my desk. But yeah, a really, really nice, beautiful blend, guys. I would really, really highly recommend that you guys check this one out. I've noticed there's just not a lot of reviews for it, and I think the reason for that is because people are waiting, really, I think, until they know more about the smell before they can go and get a bottle. It makes sense, but this is my review for it. It's a definite thumbs up for me. The big question is it better than the original? Oh, wow. If I said yes, that would be bold, because the original is a classic. Of course, it was the first men's pink fragrance. So I don't know. I'm one of these people who like to talk more about the blends, and the blend for this is beautiful. But I do also really enjoy the original Eau de Toilette of Joop Homme. Just that whole kind of This has that almondy kind of orange blossom, cinnamon kind of smell. It's really, really stunning. It really is a real benchmark of a fragrance. I think for the company of Joop to really make a more polished version of it is a really brave thing to do, because this is really stunning. It really is. I'll be wearing this more in the winter time, I think, when it gets really cold. I might actually add this into my autumn list though. I'll be doing like a top 10 autumn fragrances video soon, and I think this will definitely be in there. It's really, really nice. I would highly recommend that you guys check this out. I was watching Carl's video, Frag Guy, who is a reviewer here on YouTube. I'll post his review for it in the description so you guys can check it out. I was watching his review for it, and he also really enjoyed it too. So this is definitely a fragrance to admire. It's not one of those fragrances that, even though it is on the inexpensive side, it's not bad. It's a really good fragrance, this. Similar scents, like I said before, there's the Azaro Pour Homme Intense, which I think is a little bit similar, but the overall scent is not the same as that. I get a little bit of an Armani Stronger With You Intensely vibe. That's a fragrance that I don't own in my collection, but every time I've went out to the shopping center or something, I've always sampled it, and I've always liked the smell of it. It's a sweet fragrance, but it's based around, of course, that hazelnut note, and that's what's in this. So it gets a little bit of a similar comparison to that, but in all fairness, this is just lovely. Lovely, lovely stuff. I can see this appealing to all sorts of guys, I think. I mean, here's me, who young guy myself. I'm only 28. I like a lot of my old school blends, as you guys know, but this is really stunning. And I'm not one of these reviewers who would say that I'm really into new releases these days, because in all fairness, I'm not. But this excited me, and I'm just so glad to have it in my collection. It's a great fragrance. Brilliant longevity. I sprayed this on my hand yesterday, and I was able to smell it the next day on my hand. So this has amazing staying power, has great sillage. One spray goes a long way with this stuff. So be careful with the sprayer. All this talk of eau de parfum, pure parfum, elixirs and all that, it's really a load of bollocks when it comes to this stuff, because this is just an eau de parfum, which of course we've had millions of eau de parfums, but this delivers how an eau de parfum should. It's great lasting power, great smell. It's very potent stuff, guys. Would highly recommend it. I would even say the same about the eau de toilette. And that, again, it's an eau de toilette, but it's so strong. So I'm glad that Joop made an eau de parfum version of this, but they didn't make it weaker. That would have just defeated the point. They've really made a potent scent here, which lasts, I'm going to say 15 plus hours, seriously, because I mean, it was on my skin the next day, and it was about 3 o'clock when I noticed it on my hand. I was just smelling away, and I was like, wow, that's good. And it was this very faint smell of vanilla, this kind of tonka woodiness in the dry down. That's really all the scent was in the dry down, but it was so pleasant, so beautiful, and I was just amazed at how long it lasted, really. It's good stuff. So that's my review, guys, for Joop Homme Eau de Parfum from the German house of Wolfgang Joop. Thank you so much for checking it out. It really means a lot. This is actually my third attempt of doing this video. I've done a few today, but there's been all sorts of noise pollution. I wasn't able to switch on my microphone for one of the attempts, so there's been a lot of mistakes, but I'm finally able to just get this review out there for you guys. I feel a lot better knowing that I've now been able to just get it done. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this video, guys. In this video, I've been talking about Joop Homme Eau de Parfum, brilliant fragrance. I would highly recommend you guys check this one out. Thank you so much. Keep smelling good, and I'll see you